Welcome back to the channel. How are you all doing today? Thank you for tuning in to watch today's video on the Tamiya TGS-R. We're going to try to get this running today. The last video I made, I was working on the Workbench. As you guys can see, I made a lot of progress. I built these little cubbies in over here to hold this stuff. I got a spot over there for the light bulbs. I got a spot over here for some of this stuff. I don't know exactly how it's gonna look when it's finished, but I'm not done organizing yet. I may go I may make another shelf over here because I stopped in this corner. You can see behind the car, but it came out pretty freaking sweet if you ask me. So now I have all my wheels up here. These are the truggy wheels. These are my 1/10 scale wheels here for the Rustler. These all fit the Rustler. I really like these wheels here. These are the Duratrax, I believe. Speed something. Let me see if I can figure this out. These are like my favorite wheels, actually. Speed Hogs or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Just wanted to show you guys those. Those are like my favorite wheels for the Rustler. The only problem I have with these wheels are in the front of the Rustler, the wheel, something is different and it has a lot of wobble when I'm running this on the Rustler. But I'll get the Rustler out one day pretty soon. There's a reason I haven't taken the Rustler out, and that is because the last time I was working on the Rustler, the carb would not take a tune. Like no matter if I richened it up or if I leaned it out, the idle was racing. Like the idle was out of control. There's also something. I don't know if you guys have been watching since the beginning of my channel, but if you were watching since the beginning, I talked about this car. This was my second Nitro that I ever had in my life. This is the Red Cat Earthquake here. And the reason that this looks like this is because this car turned into a runaway pretty much almost every time I drove it. And also the engine would not tune properly. No matter what I did to this, I bought this car brand new. And I was super excited when I got it. This was actually the second Nitro that I ever owned, and I actually had looked up some videos on what to do when you get a new Nitro when I bought this. And one of the things that I had found out, I'm trying to figure out what is this that I have attached here. One of the things that I found out was that you were supposed to break in your engine, so I actually went through the first tank without going crazy with this thing, and in the second tank I started giving like little throttle blips and going in circles in the parking lot. And on the second tank that I had this, it turned into a runaway and drove itself underneath one of the cars in the parking lot and scratched up the cooling head real bad on the second tank that this had in it. And then after that, it was pretty much downhill. Every time I drove it, it would not tune for nothing. Like it would not accept a tune, would not idle for very long at all without flaming out. Could have been because I was inexperienced, or it could have been just because it was a bad product. I want to say that it was probably a contribution of both. A bad product and an inexperienced user did not make a good combination. So the reason this has this chassis brace on here is because I'm going to convert this to electric. I know some of you guys might not like that because you love Nitro, but this car was so horrible that at the time, I got so frustrated, I ripped all of the Nitro parts out of this. And I actually installed a 540 size 1/10 scale motor into this brushed motor and drove this around on rear wheel drive until I smoked the motor out of this because the pinion gear was too large for the motor that I had pushing it. So I've actually driven this as an electric version already, and I basically converted it to rear wheel drive. And you can see in the times that this turned into a runaway, a lot of damage occurred. Over here, the bulkhead is tied together with a piece of wire because this drove under a car or something and broke the bulkhead on the second tank of fuel. And also at the same time, it did a lot of damage to the steering components. So somewhere in here there's some really bodged up stuff, if I can locate it. Yeah, you see that the steering is tied together with a piece of flimsy metal that I had rigged up on there at the time to make this still work. So that is the reason that this I was like, a second tank of fuel, just spent $279 on this from Tower Hobbies when they had this. And second tank of fuel, this drives underneath the car. It breaks the rear bulkhead, it destroys the front steering components. And then after that, I attempted to get this to run multiple times, and yeah, pretty much had bad luck. It would either have a racing idle, the idle wouldn't come down, or it would flame out as soon as you let off the gas. Just like very multiple problems. And then I had kind of sorted the engine, kind of sort of, and then the clutch went out. I believe I replaced the clutch, then the clutch went out again, and I was done. I was like, I'm not going to keep throwing money at this thing. I'm just going to turn it into an electric. So that's the decision I made at that time. I threw out all of the Nitro stuff for this car, so there's no way I can convert this back, but I do have the components that I've managed to find that fit this and make it rear wheel drive, which is pretty interesting. I'm using the top chassis mount to a 1/10 scale Red Cat Volcano. That is what this is from, an electric Red Cat Volcano. And I'm also using the engine mount and the spur for the Volcano to drive the rear wheels on this. So I'm going to try to find a 540 motor for this with a very low kV, so it has a lot of torque, and also a smaller pinion than I currently have, so that when I put the motor onto this, it's not going to heat up the motor as fast, because the motor that I had on there had too big of a pinion and it would heat up super quick, and eventually I just kind of killed it. So I'm gonna digress from this for now and get back on topic here, which is this. So what we're going to do today is attempt to try to start this up. We're gonna try to figure out if we have a fuel blockage or something and see what we have going on here. I know the glow plug is good because the glow plug is out of a engine that never had one problem with the glow plug yet. So the glow plug is not the issue. What we had going on is it sounded like it was starving for fuel and then shutting off the last time I tried to run this. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put this in here because I don't have a light up here yet. I was actually going to buy one today and like mount it from the roof over here, but I didn't do it because I'm trying to be on a budget still, kind of, to be honest with you. So we haven't got any new parts or anything for a while because we're trying to currently conserve the funds we have for now. So what I want to do is work with what we have and try to figure out if we have a fuel blockage problem here, because it seems like that's the only logical thing that could be causing the issues that we're having, is there has to be a fuel blockage somewhere. So I'm wondering if I take this fuel line off. Is that moving around? Oh, that's our problem right there. Look at that. Look how fast we figured that out. The carb is loose. So we have a massive air leak. Can you guys see how that is rocking back and forth? And I was like, I wonder if this high-speed needle is loose. The whole carburetor is loose. Let me get a screwdriver. And I may still make more shelves in here. I know I'm getting kind of off topic, but I may still kind of make more shelves in here, so I don't have to keep using this box like this. But I don't want to keep this out in the open either, because it doesn't look neat. Like my drill over there looks neat. The wheels look neat. The remotes look neat. Those wires don't look that neat. So I don't know if I'm gonna maybe do something else with those. But everything else is in its place, kind of. So I mean, I made the video of doing some work on this bench, and like I got like 1 like on it, so that's fine though. So I won't be showing you guys how to build anything like that anymore, but that's okay. Because it worked out great for me, so I hope you guys appreciate the videos. Trying to do what I can with what I have for now. That's the reason you guys haven't seen the Rustler out or the Duratrax out, is because I don't want to invest any money in anything else until I get the stuff I have out running properly. So we have this. We need to get this running good. We have the HPI RS4, and it keeps flaming out, so we need a plug for that, and we need to get that running properly before we move on to any projects. I don't want to have a whole bunch of nitros that don't run good. That's the reason that died over there, is because I couldn't stand having something that didn't work properly. So all my stuff is going to be fixed. Hopefully we're going to fix all of the stuff that I have. And the way you do that is by focusing on one thing at a time and fixing one nitro at a time. Because if you keep buying broken nitros and then you don't fix the ones that you already have, you just end up with a giant collection of broken nitros. And that's not what I'm trying to do. So yeah, this screw is just loose. Look at this. Screw is loose. Let's see if we tighten it up, if it makes any difference at all. I'm hoping it does. That fixed our problem. It's not moving anymore, but I'm not happy with how tight that got. I think that can get a little tighter. Let me see if I have a slightly larger Phillips head bit here. This one looks like pretty decent size. I can go into here. Looks a little bit bigger than that one. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I couldn't get a good bite on it. Oh yeah, that fits much better. Okay, that's as tight as it's going to go without stripping, apparently. Yeah, there's nothing left to that screw if I go any more than that. Okay, so that may have been the fastest fix I've ever done in history. So we may have done something right today. So let me put this screwdriver set back away here. Close this box up here, unless there's anything in here I need. I don't think so. Alright, close this box up. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. So, now what we need to do is we need to put some nitro fuel in this. So that's actually pretty awesome. That the problem was that that screw was loose right there. And it's pretty awesome that I realized that in the first couple seconds, instead of taking the entire fuel system apart and then finding out later on that just to give this a shake, because my inner self is telling me to shake this stuff up. because you have nitro fuel and you have oil mixed in with it, so naturally stuff is going to settle. So anytime I run my stuff, I always shake my fuel up first, just something I like doing, just to keep everything even, all the contents. This way you don't end up with the oil on top or on the bottom or something, and end up blowing your engine up because you used up all the oil in one tank, and then the next tank was pure nitro, and you end up blowing your motor up. So we're actually going to fill this up because I can open the window in here and we can get some fresh air if we need to. So let me put this over here. Okay. Get the good old glow igniter out. Get my trusty flathead tuning screwdriver here. We have plenty of workbench space, and I actually made this workbench so that I can work on my stuff while sitting down. I see a lot of people, they make their workbenches a little bit taller so they can work on stuff standing up. I prefer to sit down. This way, if I make a few hour-long video on fixing something, that it's gonna be comfortable to do. You don't want to be standing there for hours while you're working on something, standing on your feet. So that one kind of makes sense. So let's see if we can prime this engine now. I'm going to manually open the carb, and then I'm going to prime it. Let's see if we see any fuel going through here. Oh, there it is. You guys see it? It looks primed to me. Tamiya. Get it? Tamiya. Looks primed Tamiya. Let's see if we got fire. Feels like I flooded it. I smell nitro and it sounds promising. Let me stand up so I get a better pull on this. Issue could also be that my carb settings are way off now. So let me get my phone here a second, and we're gonna look up what the factory carb settings on this are. Factory. Okay, let's see what we got here. Factory carb settings. Let's see if we got factory carb settings here. Okay, hey, there's my video when I look up TGS-R. That's awesome. That's actually pretty freaking awesome right there. I want to see factory carb settings, please. Let's see if we can find them here a second. Okay, where is the carburetor? We need carb settings. We got everything except for carb settings so far. Okay, here we go. Counterclockwise, okay. Reset needle valve. Fully tighten needle clockwise. Do not tighten by force. You may damage carburetor. Loosen 1.5 turns. I wonder if they're going to show the low end on this. Okay. Reset needle. 1 1/4 turns for the bottom end. Okay, so we're gonna go in. See, we're at half, 1, half. So we were at factory setting, half, 1, half. Okay. Let's just double check the bottom one because we were having all kinds of crazy issues before. Okay. So it's closed. Alright, let me go back. Closed. Half a turn. 1 turn. 1/4 turn. I'll say that's good. Alright, let's attempt to fire this puppy up now. Let me give her a little bit of. Wait, nothing going on here. Oh, I see what the problem is. We're missing the screw out of this side, people. So we're supposed to have 1 screw in each side of this carburetor here. That is not good. Not good at all. Do I have a screw that size? So that is our major carb leak problem right there. Luckily, I just brought all my spare parts outside right before this video. So, let's do it. Okay. Lift this up a little bit here so you guys can hopefully see what I'm seeing. What do we have here? These are Duratrax parts. Duratrax carburetor here. I'm trying to find a carb screw. That looks like might be the right screw. Right in the bottom of this bag here. Come on. We're gonna try that. Worst thing that could happen could be the wrong screw. So now, make my screwdriver back out. My little handy dandy dollar store special screwdriver. I'm gonna get this one. Hopefully this is the correct thread. And hopefully I don't drop this. I'm trying to put it in here. It's in a really tricky spot here. May actually want to pop this ball link off of this here. So this is turning into a project. I'm going to put my headlamp on actually so that we can get some more light on the situation here. Okay. Get some pliers. It's always something. The one thing about Nitro is always something, I'll tell you that much. Try to take this off without, let me get a flat head in there actually. Try to pop this over here. Not doing no kind of damage at all. Come on, baby. What are you doing to me? Come on. You freaking kidding. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so this is still, is this even moving freely? I guess so. Let me take this off here. Why is this so tight? Okay, so the carb is working. All right. This is in a really bad spot. Even the brake linkage is in the way. It's in the way of me easily being able to get to this without dropping it in the chassis, being gone forever. Hopefully this ain't hard to put back on. There's something out of the way. Okay, dropped it in the chassis. Exactly what I said was gonna happen. So this ain't that easy. So we're just trying to do what we can with what we have here. I'm trying to think, how can I get this in here? I have to lift the chassis like this in order to balance the screw on the screwdriver like this. Try to get this in that hole. It sounds crunchy. I don't know if it's a good crunchy or a bad crunchy. Looks tight enough to me. Tamiya. Looks tight enough to me. Okay, I'm gonna call that fixed. And yeah, before I put this away, I had to put everything back together now. Okay. This goes over here. This goes over here. Okay. So we are attempting to fix this Tamiya TGS-R. Now I'm starting to understand why this thing was not holding any kind of tune. All of the screws are gone out of the carburetor. Carburetor is loose. Like, I didn't see any of these problems before, so I don't know what's going on here. Not very good. Not very good signal. Okay. Hopefully this thing doesn't vibrate any more screws out of it, because we freaking need to get it running here. Put this away. We have our trusty tuner screwdriver. We have our glow igniter. Now let's attempt to... Where did I do the air filter? I'll leave the air filter on. We're in a very clean table right now. There's no dust on here. We have a huge idle gap. I'm gonna give it a little more primage. Because it probably has no fuel in it. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Smoked the whole place out in there real quick. Smoked the whole place out. This carb actually feels kind of sticky for some reason, like it's binding. So let's put some stuff in here. Let's put some of this in here. I'm gonna put some lubricant in there, just a little bit. We're gonna try to work it loose here. Okay. You can see that I just sprayed that in there. Feels like a little bit binding. I don't want any kind of binding going on. Now I guarantee it's gonna be really freaking smoky when I start it up. Alright, that feels better. Yeah, the Tamiya is back alive again, people. The Tamiya is back alive again. And now we know why I had no kind of tuning power on this freaking thing. I was not able to get a tune going because we had major carb leakage going on here. Okay, that looks like a 1 millimeter gap. That looked like it had a way smaller than 1 millimeter, probably because this was binding and I was trying to force it to close. That seems just about perfect because it probably needs to be leaned a little bit because it's at factory carb settings and this is not a brand new engine, so we're gonna lean her just a little bit. We're gonna hook this back up on here. Actually, I'm gonna leave that off so I can adjust that after if I need to. We're gonna try to start it back up. Let's start it back up. How about that? Let's start this puppy back up, okay? Yeah, she's definitely way too rich. You guys can see all that freaking smoke coming out everywhere. Let me turn that screw a little bit more. I actually might have to put some thread lock on this or something because that feels kind of loose to me. I guess you need a little more juice. Yeah, we got Richard and Donald Trump going on here. Oh yeah, baby. We're saving another Nitro here. We're saving him from the scrap heap. She's running again. Yeah, we may need a new glow plug or something because this is actually a used glow plug out of the Losi, so we can't really get it too perfect of a tune on this on the bench. I don't want to blow this thing up like I thought I did the other time. This carb seems to be loose again. Why does this keep loosening up? It's not a good sign there, people. Why does the carburetor keep loosening up? That's why the tune keeps changing. That's why it keeps flaming out. Why does this keep... this may be a problem. I don't know if you guys can see that. All these screws vibrated loose again already. I may need to thread lock these in here. Because that one already went missing once. I don't know if I even have another one of those that size. This is totally freaking gone. What the hell is going on? The screw was totally freaking loose. It's gonna stripped out. Oh man, we got a stripped out freaking carburetor screw. That's like nightmaresville. Pretty upset about that. Not too happy about that one. So this screw is stripped out on this side. The only one holding this thing in is on the other side. So what can I do? What can I freaking do here? I don't know what to do about this one, guys. We got the main carburetor screw that holds the carburetor in is stripped out. And it seems like we just started having this problem. Like I haven't run this very much in the past, but I know it didn't have this problem before. I know for sure it didn't have this problem. And that screw's totally toasted. Take it right out of there like that. I was hoping it was just going to be the screw that was stripped, but you can see it took some of the metal with it. I don't know if I have a slightly bigger screw or not. I'm going to attempt to see if I have a slightly bigger screw that we can replace that with. I have some screws here. Let's see if this is any bigger. Turn on it. Let's see if it's any longer. Smaller around. So we need a thicker screw. Let's see what I got. This is the other screw from the come out of the Duratrax bag here. I don't know, these two. This looks like it might be slightly smaller around. It's definitely different thread count. I don't know. Let's see if I got any thicker ones here. This is probably the same. Trying to find a screw that might work. Yeah, not in that bag. Okay, we gotta do what we gotta do now to make this work. Whatever kind of screw we can find that'll fit in there is what I'm gonna put. Okay, it's not gonna move none of that stuff. If I have to, I can cut one of these core screws and put it in there. Really don't want to do that, but I don't seem to have very many options. So, whatever's gonna get this thing running is gonna get it running. Let me see if I have any machine screws that might be the right size. I don't want to force anything into it too fast. Okay, we may have some potential here. It's too skinny, I think. Definitely much longer, but it's too skinny. Let's see, I'll find something. We'll find something for us to put in there. This one's much too big. But it's a candidate, I can always cut it down. Yeah, I'm just trying to go through this bag here. Doesn't look like we have much to I mean, we got stuff to choose from. I'm just Trying to find the right candidate here. Like, I have machine screws for days. That might work. It's a little bit longer. I'm gonna try this one real quick. Just answer this text a second here. We got it running though, so that's a good sign that we got it back running. Problem is now it did damage. We didn't do damage to the engine, but the carburetor is not too swift with this stripped out carburetor here. I'm not too happy about that. And yeah, that screw just flops in there. Definitely wrong thread count. Doesn't matter that it's the wrong thread count. The problem is that it's not catching anything. Just trying to see if there's anything that might be just right in here. We have plenty to choose from. Worst case, I could put one of these real thick freaking screws in there. What about this? It's probably too skinny too. I don't really care if it's coarse thread at this point, as long as it catches. Let's see. I could always put a piece of fuel tubing if it's too long. Too freaking thin. Yeah, I may end up using one of those engine mount screws or something. Got nitro all over my table. You guys see that? Alright. Okay, so I got nitro all over the table for you guys today, okay? All over my nice new table. A nice new homemade table here. See if I got anything that fits in here. Okay. Let's try this Giganto. I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it here. Oh, we got bitage going on. I mean, if we can get the freaking carb to stay still, I really don't care. It just sticks out a little bit. That's probably what we're gonna do. It's threading into there, guys. Problem is this screwdriver is real hard to turn. I'm trying to see if I can find something to help me turn it, just to turn it in a good amount where it won't come flying back out. Put these little tiny vice grips. These might be too small for this though. Nope, just right. So we're going back to Bodgeville. My nice shelf queen is now getting a giant screw so I could run it. Hope you guys are happy. We're gonna get this thing running one way or another. Okay, so I can get a little tightness right there. But I'm pretty sure if we can get this tight enough, it'll take care of our carb leaking issue here. I don't even think the screw's turning. I think this handle's turning without the screw. So to me, that means this is tight enough where it won't weeble wobble no more, hopefully. It's actually still weeble wobbling a little bit. I gotta see how I can turn this screw. Do I have anything? Oh, I got a full Allen key set. Let's see if we use one of these. Maybe we get a little more tightness on there. I don't want to break the carb or nothing, but we definitely need it tight enough. So let's see, what size does this look like? it's either this one or it's a standard size, and it's not metric. Let's see. This is too big. This may be too big. Nope. Just right. Just like everything. Okay. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoying the video so far. We're really trying to get this. We are trying to get what we have running before we invest any more in anything else. Because that's the most practical, reasonable thing to do. I just want to take this weeble out of this. I think that took the weeble out. I might go a little bit more. No more weeble. Okay. We got no more weeble wobble from the carburetor there. This is the original screw, I believe. One of these two. The one that had the metal on it, I'm not too sure. Well, whatever. One of these two is the original screw here. I think it's the shorter one of the two. Even though they're actually pretty close in size, they may be the same. It's a good thing I have a lot of spare screws from taking a lot of bad red cats apart. Okay, and this is turning into a red cat if I'm going to be honest with you. Because I do not like stuff that doesn't run correctly. This thing don't start running correctly. I'm going to see it up for sale or something. Now what did I do with the globe knife? Here we go. So, put all of these spare parts back away for a second. And let's put the screwdrivers away. This way, we have it for another day. We need them. Got this little screwdriver for $1. Pretty good set for the hobby. For $1. Put these, actually I'm going to leave that Allen wrench out just in case I need to crank down on this a little more here. Okay, so let's do this, people. Let's do this. Ooh, that sounded spicy. We're also going to leave these screws out just in case. Yeah, it's definitely the original one's a little fatter. Okay, I think we're on to something. Carburetor's not weeble wobbling so far. Okay, what I think we have going on is we probably have a glow plug issue because this glow plug is from a different engine and it's used. We may have a glow because you can hear the idle drop when the glow igniter comes off, so that's a sign that the plug is probably a little weak. So let's just see if we can get it running decent. Needs a little more juice. rich in the top end. You see how all that smoke came out? Then it shut off. Rich in the top end. Let's try it again. Whoa. She's feisty. Sounded like it went lean for a second and shut off. Sometimes you can get these things just a little off and you don't like it. So let's see what we can do. She seems to be running pretty good. I think we're running a little lean on the bottom now. But make sure we got a little bit of movement back in the carb, so we gotta tighten the carb back up. That's what we have going on. We're just gonna have to keep tweaking it till we get it just right. Doesn't matter that we have giant wood screws sticking out of our engine. It's perfect. Everything's fine. Okay. If it works, right? So don't mind the giant wood screws sticking out of my engine, okay? Perfectly fine. If it works, it's not stupid. Open the carb just a little bit. We're trying to get her, so let me actually put this air filter on while we're tuning. This way all the elements are going to be the same when we're actually running down the street. This way the vacuum pressure in the carb is going to be the same as if we're going up and down the road here. That's my theory, at least. See, because now there's a little more vacuum because of the resistance of the filter, so it's going to pull more fuel because you have a slight resistance from the air filter. So yeah, we got a glow plug issue going on. That's about it. We put a new glow plug in there. I think we'll be good to go. I'm gonna lean this out just a little bit more. Try again. You can hear when the glow igniter comes off. It shouldn't be changing that much. Somewhere, I'm going to assume up top. Let's see if we get it going again. Ooh. We're low down low. We lean down low. Lean down low. Let me make sure. got no wobblage going on. No wobblage here. That's the freaking key. Leaning. She's leaning, but she's definitely got enough smoke up top. That's for sure. Up top, she's definitely good. She wants to turn away into a runaway there. And then drop my globe knighter and everything. She's feisty. Come on. Gotta get globe knighter. Globe knighter rolling across the whole floor here. Hope you guys are enjoying this video. It's a nice long video for all of you guys that really like the wrenching. Alright, we may have fouled that glow plug out. Yeah, you hear how she's like not happy? That glow plug's not happy. We need a new glow plug. Yeah, it's glow plug time for this thing. Let me make sure that's tight, actually. Hold on a second. Just checking all the elements here. I don't have no more glow plugs. I'm completely out of glow plugs. I guess you could have used a little bit more tightness. So let's see. Yeah, she's not happy. Yeah, trying to tune with a bad glow plug is like trying to wipe your butt with used toilet paper. It's not a good idea, but we're trying anyway. Yeah, that's the problem. You can clearly see as soon as I remove the globe knighter, don't want to run, but when the globe knighter's on, it's fine. So we need a new plug. Make sure this ain't weebling. Oh, no more weeble. Trying to figure out why it's so freaking lean. Let me check the top and put it back to factory settings. What? Okay. Closed. Half. 1 half. Okay, we're at factory over there. Sometimes you just gotta go back to factory settings. See, half. Come on. 1. Yep, we were almost at factory, so that's factory. This is half. That's 1 turn. And that's a 1/4 turn. So let's try this again. Yeah, we got dead glow plug, so she's fixed, people. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put this linkage back on here. Bam, fixed. And I'm going to see how much some glow plugs are and order some glow plugs in the near future so that we can run this. So now we know we are fixed 100%. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate all of you for all of your views and all of your likes and all of your comments and subscribes. Channel's growing slowly but surely. It's growing. So yeah, really appreciate all of you. We'll get into this one day when I get some funds to get a new motor and ESC. I'm going to put a brushless low KV motor in this. I have all the parts ready and everything. So I'm actually going to crack this window open now. It's pretty freaking cloudy in here from this. And we're going to flip this up. Get some air in here. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching all the videos and hitting all the like buttons, even though I haven't gotten too many likes lately. That's alright. Keep watching. Either way, if you like it, don't like it, dislike it, whatever. Leave something. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate all of you. And we will be back soon to run this. Depending, may run some nitros this weekend. Depending how I feel, if I want to run some or not run some. Depends how many likes I get, maybe. So leave the like button so that we can get some nitros going and make some videos and stuff. Yeah, if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I will see you all in the next video. This is fixed. We're going to get a glow plug and she'll be good to go. So I will see you all very soon on the next video. And thank you all and see you soon.